All right, get ready because today we're going to really dive deep into all the delicious possibilities of keto cooking. We've got this amazing keto cookbook here, and it's packed with so many recipes, morning to night. And it's not just your typical bacon and steak either.
Oh, yeah, not at all.
I was actually really surprised by how creative some of these recipes are. There's keto potatoes that are actually made from turnips, smoothies designed to keep you right in ketosis, and even desserts.
It really is amazing just how diverse keto cooking can be. I mean, this cookbook really just explodes the myth that keto has to be restrictive or boring.
Okay, so let's break down how this cookbook is organized. It starts with breakfast, which I know can be tricky on keto.
Yeah.
But here they've got so many options. Like there's a power breakfast with green sauce.
Mm.
It's got asparagus, bacon, and this super vibrant green sauce made with arugula, spinach, and hemp hearts. I
Wow.
know, right?
That green sauce is such a great example of how this cookbook really prioritizes nutrient-dense ingredients. It's not just about cutting carbs. It's about fueling your body with good stuff.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. So what makes these recipes so keto friendly?
Well, they all focus on keeping your net carbs low while boosting healthy fats and protein. And, that's the key to reaching ketosis. That's where your body starts burning fat for energy instead of carbs. And this cookbook, they've done a really great job at balancing those macros.
Macros, huh?
Mhm.
So for someone who's totally new to keto, could you maybe break down what macros are and why they're so important?
Absolutely. So macros, which is short for macronutrients, they're like the three main components of food: carbohydrates, protein, and fat. And on keto, you generally aim for a ratio of about 70–80% fat, 20–25% protein, and just 5–10% carbs. And this shift in your macros is what forces your body into ketosis, which can lead to weight loss and other health benefits.
Interesting. So basically, by following these recipes, I'm getting that macro balance without having to do all the calculations myself.
Exactly. You got it. The recipes are already designed to fit those keto macros, so you can just focus on enjoying the food. Of course, you can always adjust recipes to your liking or explore other resources if you want to learn more about customizing your macro intake even further.
Okay, that's super helpful. It definitely makes keto feel less intimidating for sure.
Mm.
Now, let's get back to those delicious recipes. I'm super curious about these keto egg bites.
Mm.
They have bacon and cheese in them, and they sound like the perfect grab-and-go breakfast.
They're a classic for a reason. Super easy to prep ahead of time, portable, and they're packed with protein and healthy fats. So they keep you full till lunchtime.
Sounds like a winner to me. Speaking of portable lunches, this cookbook has a whole section on soups. I love a good soup.
Yeah, who doesn't?
And there's everything from a classic broccoli cheese to a creamy crab soup. What are some of the common ingredients or techniques they use in these keto soups?
Well, you'll notice that a lot of them actually use cauliflower or broccoli as a base. These veggies are low in carbs and can be blended into this amazing creamy texture, perfect for keto-friendly soups. And you'll also see a big focus on healthy fats, like from cream, cheese, and avocado oil.
Hmm. I'm looking at a keto Toscana soup that actually uses radishes instead of potatoes. That's pretty clever, right?
It is. Radishes have a little bit of a peppery bite, which adds a nice twist to the soup. And, believe it or not, they blend really well into a creamy base, too. This cookbook is full of creative substitutions like that.
Yeah, I'm seeing that same creativity in the salad section too. It's definitely not just your typical lettuce and dressing here. There's a keto broccoli salad with bacon and macadamia nuts, a keto chicken salad with fresh dill and pecans, and even a keto pepperoni salad. That sounds more like an antipasto platter to me.
It does, right. But salads are a fantastic way to get your veggies and healthy fats on keto. Just be mindful of the dressings you use. This cookbook features recipes using things like avocado oil, olive oil, and even mayonnaise, which are all great choices for keto.
Okay, so we've got breakfast, lunch, and salads all covered. Now let's move on to the main event, dinner. I'm seeing so many global flavors here, from Asian-inspired dishes to Italian favorites.
I know. It's really impressive how this cookbook embraces so many different international cuisines while still staying true to the keto principles. It really shows that you can enjoy all kinds of flavors from around the world and maintain a healthy lifestyle.
Totally. All right, let's dive into some of these tempting dinner recipes. There's a keto Mongolian beef, a keto lasagna, and even a keto cheeseburger. I'm curious how they managed to create those classic dishes while keeping them keto friendly.
Well, one of their key strategies is using clever substitutions. Like, for example, the lasagna uses thinly sliced zucchini instead of those pasta sheets. And the cheeseburger is actually baked as a meatloaf, which helps to retain moisture and flavor.
Oh, that's so smart. I'm noticing a real pattern here. It's all about finding creative ways to like mimic those familiar textures and flavors using keto approved ingredients.
Exactly. You got it. And this cookbook is just full of those techniques.
Speaking of familiar flavors, I'm really eyeing this keto cheesy bacon chicken. It's just chicken breasts topped with bacon and then smothered in melted cheddar cheese. Simple, but so satisfying. What are your thoughts on this one?
Well, it's a classic comfort food that's actually surprisingly easy to make keto friendly. And I think with this one, high quality ingredients are key. The better the bacon and cheese, the more flavorful the dish will be.
Okay, and now for the part I've been waiting for. Dessert. I have to admit, I was a little skeptical about keto desserts at first, but this cookbook has seriously blown me away. They have cheesecake, keto fat bombs, keto brownies, keto ice cream. It's like a dream come true.
This is definitely where the cookbook really shines in terms of creativity. It proves that you can absolutely still enjoy decadent treats without spiking your blood sugar or, kicking yourself out of ketosis.
I'm seeing a lot of these recipes use alternative sweeteners like erythritol or monk fruit. Could you explain why those are preferred on keto?
Sure. So these sweeteners have a minimal impact on blood sugar levels, which is crucial for maintaining that state of ketosis. Basically, they let you enjoy that sweetness without, messing up your progress.
Makes sense. I also love that a lot of these desserts are portioned out into individual servings. It seems really helpful for portion control.
It definitely is. Portion control is super important on any diet, but it's especially crucial on keto, where overindulging on certain ingredients can easily knock you out of ketosis.
Yeah.
So these single-serving desserts make it much easier to stay on track.
All right, let's talk about some of these tempting treats in more detail. Those cheesecake keto fat bombs sound amazing. Cream cheese, butter, frozen strawberries, and sweetener all blended together into these little bites of heaven. So what are fat bombs exactly, and what role do they play in the keto diet?
So fat bombs are basically small, high-fat snacks that are meant to help you reach your daily fat macro goals. They're perfect for those times when you need like a quick energy boost or something to, curb those cravings.
So they're not necessarily just for like satisfying a sweet tooth then.
Not at all. Fat bombs can be sweet or savory depending on the ingredients. Like the cheesecake fat bombs we talked about, those are a delicious sweet option. But you can also find recipes for savory fat bombs made with things like cheese, nuts, and avocado.
I'm learning so much. Those keto brownies are also calling my name. They sound really decadent, made with almond flour, cocoa powder, erythritol, and butter. It's amazing how they've managed to like recreate that classic brownie flavor without using regular flour or sugar.
It really is. It's a testament to the versatility of keto baking. And did you notice this recipe also includes instant coffee?
Really?
Yeah. It's a little trick that actually helps to enhance that richness of the chocolate flavor.
Wow, I didn't even catch that. I love those little hidden gems you find in recipes. I'm also seeing a nut-free keto brownie here, made with eggs, butter, cocoa powder, and cream cheese. That's awesome for anyone with nut allergies.
It is. This cookbook really does a good job of providing alternatives and variations for people with different dietary needs. It's all about making keto accessible and enjoyable for everyone.
And I'm also really intrigued by the keto ice cream. Sounds like a pretty classic recipe. Heavy cream, whole milk, sweetener, and vanilla extract. But I notice it also calls for xanthan gum. What's the purpose of that?
Oh, xanthan gum is actually a pretty common ingredient in keto ice cream recipes. It helps to create that smoother, creamier texture and prevents ice crystals from forming. So it's a great way to get that classic ice cream consistency without having to use those traditional stabilizers.
That's incredible. I never would guess that. All right, so we've covered breakfast, lunch, dinner, and even dessert. But there's still one more section in this cookbook I want to explore.
Okay, I'm ready. What else is there?
And that final section is smoothies. Now, they might not seem like the most obvious choice for keto, but they can actually be a really convenient way to, pack in those healthy fats and stay energized throughout the day.
I see where you're going with this.
Okay, so smoothies. Convince me. What kind of keto-friendly ingredients can we expect to see in this section?
Well, you'll find lots of smoothies featuring things like avocado, coconut milk, nut butters, and even MCT oil. These ingredients give you those essential healthy fats and help you stay feeling full and satisfied. And you're right, smoothies can be a fantastic way to up your healthy fat intake on keto.
Okay, I'm sold. What kind of keto-friendly ingredients should we expect to see in this section?
You'll find a lot of smoothies using avocado, coconut milk, nut butters, and even MCT oil.
Interesting. Okay.
These ingredients provide those essential healthy fats and keep you full and satisfied.
I'm impressed already. All right, let's get into some of the specific recipes. I see a cashew smoothie that uses cashew milk, MCT oil, nut butter, and maca powder. What's maca powder and what are the benefits?
Maca powder comes from a root vegetable that grows in the Andes Mountains. It's known for its energy-boosting properties and is often added to smoothies and recipes for extra nutrition.
Wow, so it's like a natural energy booster. That's perfect for me. Speaking of boosts, I'm also curious about the coffee smoothie. It sounds like a keto take on those fancy coffee house
Oh,
drinks.
definitely.
Cold coffee, heavy cream, almond milk, and chocolate and caramel syrups.
It's a much healthier alternative to those sugary coffee drinks out there. You get the same delicious flavors, but without the added sugar and artificial ingredients. Plus, the healthy fats from the cream and almond milk will keep you feeling full and focused.
Okay, I'm officially adding that one to my list. Now, this next smoothie sounds like a perfect, cozy fall treat. The chai pumpkin smoothie. It has coconut milk, pumpkin puree, MCT oil, chai tea, and pumpkin pie spice. It sounds like fall in a glass.
And it's surprisingly keto-friendly. Pumpkin is naturally low in carbs and high in fiber, making it a great addition to keto recipes. The chai spices add that warmth and depth of flavor.
Okay, you convinced me. I have to admit, I'm a little surprised by how much flavor and creativity they've packed into these keto smoothies. I'm realizing that keto doesn't have to mean sacrificing taste or enjoyment.
I agree, and that's what this cookbook does so well. It opens up so many possibilities for keto cooking, showing that it can be just as diverse and delicious as any other style of cuisine.
It's really inspiring. Okay, there's one more smoothie that I want to talk about. The Fat Bomb smoothie. It has avocado, collagen peptides, cocoa powder, almond milk, and ice. It sounds like a dessert smoothie, but it's packed with healthy fats and protein.
It is. It's a great way to sneak in those extra nutrients while satisfying your sweet tooth. Avocado is a nutritional powerhouse, and collagen peptides are known for their potential benefits for skin, hair, and joint health.
So we've explored breakfasts, lunches, dinners, desserts, and even smoothies now. This cookbook is so comprehensive. I'm really feeling inspired to get in the kitchen and start
I
experimenting.
know, right? It's amazing how much ground we've covered. And we've really only scratched the surface of what this cookbook has to offer.
I know, I'm already thinking about all the recipes I want to try first. But before we get ahead of ourselves, I think it's important to step back and talk about some of the core principles of keto cooking that we've observed in this cookbook.
That's a good point. I think one of the most important principles is the emphasis on using whole, unprocessed foods whenever possible. We've really seen that throughout the recipes, fresh vegetables, healthy fats, and quality protein sources.
It's really about getting back to basics and cooking with real ingredients.
Exactly. It's not about relying on prepackaged keto products or artificial ingredients. It's about nourishing your body with wholesome, nutrient-dense foods.
And another key takeaway is that focus on balancing those macros. Each recipe in this cookbook is carefully designed to make sure it falls within the recommended macro ratios for keto. That's really helpful, especially for someone like me who's still kind of new to it all.
Absolutely. It really takes the guesswork out of meal planning and makes sure that you're staying on track with your keto goals. And remember, if you want to dive even deeper into macro tracking, there are a ton of online resources and apps out there that can help you customize your intake based on your own individual needs and goals.
Okay, that's good to know. I'm starting to feel a lot more confident about navigating this whole keto cooking world.
That's great to hear. It really is all about empowering yourself with knowledge and making smart choices that support your health and well-being.
I also appreciate how this cookbook really encourages experimentation and creativity in the kitchen. It gives you that solid foundation and then, empowers you to adapt and personalize the recipes based on what you like and your own dietary needs.
I totally agree. It's not a book meant to be followed super rigidly.
Mhm.
It's really a springboard for your own exploration in the kitchen. You can swap out ingredients, adjust seasonings, and really make these recipes your own.
That's what makes cooking so much fun. It's about discovering new flavors, trying new techniques, and creating something that's totally unique to you.
And that's the beauty of keto cooking, too. It's not about limitations. It's about possibilities.
I love that perspective. All right, as we wrap up this part of our keto deep dive, I want to ask you, what's been the biggest aha moment for you so far?
For me, it's been realizing that keto cooking doesn't have to be boring or restrictive. This cookbook has totally changed my perspective. It shows that keto can be just as vibrant, flavorful, and enjoyable as any other way of eating.
I'm right there with you. It's been a real eye-opener. Okay, so we've explored the principles of keto cooking, we've uncovered a treasure trove of delicious recipes, and we've even busted some myths about keto along the way. But we're not done yet. In this deep dive, we've really gone all in on this amazing keto cookbook.
Yeah.
And we've seen how it's not just about recipes, it's about really understanding the whole keto lifestyle.
It really is like having a personal keto guide, right? It
Yeah.
walks you through everything, ingredients, macros, and it just makes it all feel so doable.
Totally. And you know what I really appreciate? It's that they really emphasize making this food taste good.
Oh, for sure.
Because so many keto recipes I've seen are either bland or just weird, but this cookbook really gets it. You
Yeah,
know,
well, yeah, and
flavor is important.
yeah, it's amazing how they've managed to recreate all those like familiar flavors and textures that we all love, but, make it work with keto.
It's funny, before we even started this deep dive, I had this idea in my head that keto was all about just like deprivation,
Yeah.
no carbs, no sugar, no fun.
Right.
But this cookbook has honestly totally changed my whole perspective.
I think for a lot of people, it's about realizing this is a whole new world of culinary possibilities
Yeah.
and, embracing a lifestyle that's both healthy and enjoyable.
Exactly. It's not about saying no to everything you love. It's about finding those creative and delicious ways to satisfy your cravings while still like sticking to your goals.
And that goes back to something we talked about earlier, which is that importance of personalizing keto.
Yeah.
This cookbook gives us that fantastic framework. But, the real magic happens when you start experimenting and adapting these recipes to make them your own.
That's a good point. I'm curious, what are some ways that our listeners can start making these recipes their own?
Well, we talked about some simple substitutions like using zucchini noodles instead of pasta or radishes instead of potatoes.
Right.
But it goes way beyond that. You can experiment with spices and seasonings, add in more veggies for extra nutrients, or even, take inspiration from different recipes and combine them to create something totally new.
I love that. It's like taking those basic recipes and adding your own personal touch, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you've got this culinary canvas and you can just paint your own masterpiece.
That's a great analogy.
Uh-huh.
And remember, there are no right or wrong answers when it comes to this. It's all about finding what works best for you and creating a keto journey that is, sustainable and enjoyable.
So true. And this cookbook definitely gives you all the tools and the inspiration to do just that. It's like they're saying, here's the knowledge. Now go have fun and make it your own.
I love that.
Me too.
It's all about empowering yourself in the kitchen and having the confidence to create those, delicious and healthy meals that fit your lifestyle.
Absolutely. All right. So as we wrap up our deep dive into this incredible keto cookbook, I want to leave our listeners with this final thought. Now that you've had a taste of all the possibilities that keto cooking has to offer, what one recipe from this cookbook are you most excited to try? And how would you make it your own?
It's been an amazing journey exploring all those flavors, the techniques, and the creativity that keto cooking has to offer. But remember, this is just the beginning. Your own culinary adventures are waiting.
Happy cooking, everyone.